Navigation is pretty much the same. We have a set of planets. I think uploading images, I'm not sure if you saw this part last time, but images and GIFs can be uploaded as like planets and elements. And loaded. Sorry, I think I had this still for a bit. But yeah, users can upload their own files that they'd like to choose. Sorry. For the lab, same sort of thing as it was before. Users can like add and edit projects, view different projects and sort of like thumbnails that they had, and switch between that, add in their skills, their bio, their avatar, all of that. So I think that's most of the functionality that we have right now.
Good.
Great.
Yeah.
So you have some specific questions to me, for Steve?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
So for the first off, I think we have a number of like different fetch requests that we're making to get the different parts of the data, whether that be like the position of certain characters on the planet, information like project information, bio information, what the avatar would be, all those sorts of things. I just wanted to make sure, because right now, every time something is added, we take that like individual element and sort of add it to the database. I was wondering if, just to like make sure that that was the best way, because that might be the cause for processes to be like a little slower or have a bit higher cost, given that we're making so many requests to the Amazon services. So I guess my question is this like the best way to sort of structure how we get user data?
Sorry, Thomas, could you please repeat the last part?
Yeah, sure. So just I think for all of our, we have like a lot of fetch requests based under the user, like whether that be like the position of aliens or their bio information or their project information. And I think like those fetch requests are sort of the biggest costs, like time-wise, and also I think cost-wise. So I just wanted to make sure that we're structuring it like the best way that we can, in terms of the fetch request structure. Like
yeah. Could you please show me your code? Yeah. So
yeah.
So how many fetch requests are you using here?
So I guess, for example, for the get data function for the very start, I have one to like get the lab data. So like the nickname, hometown, country, all that information.
Okay.
One to get the owner ID and username, to make sure that the person is, that someone who's logged into their own lab can edit it, but someone who's not logged into their own lab can't edit their lab. The list of projects is separate from the lab ID, because project data is, well, the projects have their own service, and also like the bigger files, like project files and thumbnail files, are stored in the S3 database.
Uh-huh.
So I think that's just, and then for uploaded avatars, I have a couple fetch requests to get like the picture if the user uploads a custom avatar. So that's like, I think 5 or 6 in that first method, and then it's repeated throughout throughout the code, whether that be like saving the lab information, or
Okay. So okay, the first fetch request is to fetch the user data, right? So to check if the user logging or not, right?
the second one, yeah.
The second one. What's the first one?
The first one is to get the data for a specific lab.
For a specific lab. What the lab?
So this information right here, that'll be like your nickname, your hometown, your country, avatar.
I think the logic, Steve, is that anyone who's visiting your planet should be able to view, but not edit.
Yeah.
Ah.
So even if I'm not logged in, I want to be able to see someone else's lab and the things that they've created.
View. Okay, so this is for the view. Okay, but I don't think this fetch request took a lot of that. Okay, so currently you are running all these fetch requests, I mean, sequentially, right?
They're inside of each other, I think, right now. Because yeah.
Do you think any of them can be executed simultaneously? I mean, in parallel.
Maybe like getting like the list of projects, and then also getting I think for at least for the get data, I think most of this can be done in parallel with each other. Would that be a better way to do it?
Yes, I'd suggest you to create a like HTTP utilities or fetch request helpers. I mean, you do not need to. I mean, like you can create an individual JavaScript file, like named like fetch functions, and you can, because all these fetch functions are async functions, right? You can create like several of them, like fetch Labview, fetch images, and okay, and then you can import them to your like current this index.js file, and then you can manage them to like decide which fetch function should be like run first, and which like some of them can be run like in parallel. I think it could be, yeah. And then let's take this as an example. So I mean, which one or how many do you think you can run them in parallel?
I guess for this example,
okay, so this one, the first one, it must be run at the very beginning, right?
Yeah.
And after that, we can get we get the nickname. Oh no, we need to use the planet ID. Oh, I don't know. So okay, for here, the data you got from this fetch request, is it I mean, is it be used in the following fetch request or not?
This data is not being used in the next fetch request.
Okay, so in that case, this the next fetch request can be run at the same time, right?
Okay.
Okay, so in that case, okay, I cannot type something. Okay, let me show you how to async function. You know how to define a async function, right?
No, I don't.
Okay, could you please create a new file?
Sure.
Yeah. So normally, when you create a normal JavaScript function, how do you do that? So let's create something like fetch Labview. Just create a new function named fetch Labview. Yeah.
Okay.
Done that. Yeah. Yeah. So normally you will use the function name, right? Functions like the keyword function with a function name, and yeah. For function, please do not capitalize it. You just use the lowercase. Yeah.
Is that fine? Okay.
Yeah, and then you will give it a function body, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's do some fake code here. Like actually, you will use fetch, right? Fetch, FETCH, APIs, right? You can add it like fetch.get or something, right? Okay. Okay. Here, right. Good. So it give you a hint. It will return a promise, right?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So which means the fetch API will give you a promise object. So that means you can do this kind of thing, like let me think about it. Async function. So could you please create another function? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. You use a function async fetch lab. Yeah. So that's a function name. So actually, async function. Yeah. You just use the keyword async, ASYNC, at the very beginning of the function, before the function key, like async function. Yeah. So then it gives the ability to execute a function like in you need to use the keyword await, AWAIT. So any function return promise, you can use this way to execute them. So let's say you can await fetch lab. Yeah. But actually, the fetch lab will return a promise, right? So what's a promise type? Could you please go up to check more, what are the message? Okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
Naman. Oh, okay. Promise. It will give you a promise response. The response will be the data, real data, and the promise object will return to you. So in that async function, you can, in the async function body, you can use like a constant response equals await fetch lab.
In here?
Yeah. At the beginning. Yeah. CSD response equals await. So what does this mean? So the first function, the function fetch lab, is just a normal JavaScript function, and it will just execute the fetch like function next, and it will not wait. It will not stop doing something, but it will directly do the next thing. But in async function, if you use await, it means when the JavaScript executes to this fetch lab, it will stop there and wait for the response. I mean, wait for the promise object. And when it's done, it will execute the next line. That's the difference, right? So, and another thing is, in this way, it's easier for manager all the like promise or functions or async functions. Otherwise, you will need you know the promise will, if you use promise, you will, I mean, get the callback hell, right? You need to write a lot of callbacks, right? But using this way, you can directly use the response equals await something.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So for
okay. Yes. Let's go back to that.
Okay.
Go back to that fetch Labview.js file.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So in this way, you can create a lot of async functions here, like you fetch Labview or fetch user data, fetch images. Just put them here, and then you can export them. You know how to export a function or class.
Yeah.
That's fine. Good. So next thing is to how do you want to manage it to run them. So basically, we can run them in sequence or in parallel. So there is a API promise.all. If you can go Google it, like promise
API.
Promise.all. And MDN. Yeah, this one. Yeah. So could you please go up? Is there a description for this API? So it will basically what this API will allow you to execute the promise 1, promise 2, promise 3. I mean, in parallel. So could you please scroll down?
Okay.
Scroll down. Okay. Could you please create a new tab? Google like async MDN.
Async what?
MDN. Yeah. And yeah, just the first one. Yeah, good. Okay. Could you please scroll down? So if you want to get understand what async function is all here, but please scroll down. So it will tell you something. Scroll down. Yeah, down. Okay. The title is Async Functions at Execution Order, right? So it tells you how to manage all of these async functions. Could you please scroll down? So look here is an example. It is a sequential start, right? So if you want to run some async function sequentially, you can use this way. So in an async function, you can await. So which means it will, just like what you did in your JavaScript file. So it will, run all of them sequentially. But sometimes it's not efficient, right?
Yeah.
Because could you scroll down? There is a concurrent start, right? Concurrent start. Okay, let's see the function in line 42. Function concurrent promise. Okay, here. So we have two async functions, like resolve after 2 seconds and resolve after 1 second. If we want to run them like simultaneously, we can use promise.all, this API. So in that case, if you try this example, you will see, it will give you the result. So it will, the result after 1 second function will not wait after 2 seconds. It will just wait 1 second and return the result, which means these two like async function will run like in simultaneous parallel.
So would this one appear before this message? Like it would log that message first. Right?
The result after 1 second will be the first one.
Okay.
Yeah. The next one is parallel. It will await promise all. Yeah. So okay, this is the async function. So we can use await promise all, and you can execute multiple async functions inside of the array. So which means all of them will be executed like simultaneously. Yeah. But I want to remind you that using this way, if any of them like has an error, the whole process will fail.
For parallel?
Yeah, for parallel. This if you are using the promised all, this thing. Let's say you put like 2 or 3 like fetch method or functions there. So if any of them or one of them like failed, the whole process will fail.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
so I recommend you to take some time to just read this article or this tutorial. It's pretty simple and quick. Yeah. But let's go back to our project. So in that case, you can use this way to let's say if we have async fetch lab and another like async fetch user image, and if you want to run them in parallel, you can create another function like async parallel or concurrent something, and you put all the like await promise dot all here, await promise dot all, and in the parameters arguments you put add an array there, and with some async function you want to execute like fetch and async fetch user image, this kind of thing. I don't know which and it's not necessary in the promised all. It's not necessary for put like a async function in it. You can, because the promised all just need the argument should be a promise, right? So
I could also put
any functions return a promise, you could put it into it. Yeah. So you can put fetch lab into it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But the async fetch user no. Please do not call it async fetch user image. Just call it like a concurrent tasks or concurrent like fetches. Yeah. And okay, concurrent fetch, like await promised all. The first function should be, you do not need to put async fetch lab, but just remember you should put promise in here.
Okay.
So if async fetch lab will return a promise, you could put it here. But for now, I don't think you should put it here because it return nothing. Yeah. But the fetch lab definitely return a promise. Please return.
I need to return this, right?
Return fetch. Yeah.
Okay.
So in this way, it will return a promise object. Yeah. Okay. So and if you this is a concurrent fetch, and you can create another like helper function, like async function, like sequential fetch, and you can put some sequential. Yeah, you can add another one. Yeah, and inside the body, just like await async 1, like await fetch 1, or then await fetch 2. Yeah. No. Just no need to await async 1. Just await fetch 1, because fetch will return the promise. That's it. So we can await it. Yeah. So I'll await fetch 1. Yeah, and I'll await fetch 2. Yeah. Okay. And you can choose to whether process the data inside of the function or not. If you want to process the data, you can just like get the data from the fetch 1. Yeah, constant response 1 equals await fetch 1, and constant response 2 equals await fetch 2. And if you want to do something with the data, you can do it inside the function, or you can return it and yeah, do it in other function. Yeah.
Yeah.
Depend on you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do this. You can put a constant response 1 equals a fetch 1. The first one, yeah, constant response 1. And you can return always with response, both response. Return like response 1, yeah, response 2. Give it an array, return type array or object, depends on you. Yeah. And if you want directly do something with the response data, you can directly do it in this function. But yeah. But remember, the concurrent fetch will let you to run the fetch method in parallel. In that kind, in this case, it will save you some time. Like you do not need to wait for the prior one to be done, then to do the next. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I could just take.
But I'm not sure if it is a bottleneck. Like.
So I have both. I have some that can be run concurrently and some that have to be run sequentially. But
I really think if the image is too large, you I mean the browser will be very slow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
That won't be on.
If you try every image like 6 megabytes or 4 megabytes, yeah. So in that case, I suggest I don't know if we on the server side backend, do we use some way to compress the image? I don't know. I think the best way is to do some like post process for the images in the backend side. So in that case, the image provide to the front end should be a small size image. Yeah.
Okay. I'll look into some compression techniques if there's maybe S3 like provides some kind of services for that.
Lucian is here. Okay. I'm just saying it. I'm not sure if we have this kind of problem, but if after test, if you think that the actual like problem
is just like I think speed wise we've had some issues in the past, so just to make sure everything's as fast as possible.
I'm fairly certain that all of the files that have been updated or uploaded have been in the, I think, 4 megabyte range, like 2 to 4. So it's possible that maybe that's a little bit too much.
Yeah, I think the GIFs take up a lot of space, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, guys. I remember in my previous projects, I think we use some like third-party services, which allow you to I don't know. what's the name? Let me hold on. Let me just Google it. That's image.
The slow responses have not been when we are trying to display images, though it's been just text displays, right? When we're trying to display the bio, sometimes it takes 7 or 8 seconds for the cursor to appear. I don't think that's related to
Has that kept?
Mhm.
Well, I was thinking more so the loading and navigation took like where it was originally taking. Is that not an issue anymore?
Well, I mean, it takes a couple of seconds maybe, and it would be nice to make it, you're right. That has taken a second or two, and those are big images, right?
Yeah.
But that's not as painful as when you put the cursor in a new text box and you have
That's
to
true.
wait 7 or 8 seconds before the cursor appears. That's
So
a problem.
has the BIOS still had that problem for you, or
No, I
just
haven't seen it recently, but I haven't tested it a lot either.
okay? Yeah, I think part of it might have been maybe some of the requests could be run concurrently.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll try to implement that into the lab, and I think it'll
Great.
just allow for a cleaner.
It sounds like the right thing to do, even if it's not bothering us. Eventually, it's the right thing to do. And when we have 150,000 users, you know, we need to be efficient everywhere we can.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're never going to have 150,000 simultaneous users, but we could have thousands of simultaneous users.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just put the a link in the So I think I used it before, like 2 years ago.
This is
So,
for compression. Or?
yeah, it's a service, like just like cloud service for you to compress or resize any image, your image. So in that case, we do not directly use the image URL from like S3 or S3 or like
Oh, I see.
that. Yeah, so we can use this service to generate it for our customer. So yeah.
So we use this from front end to back end and send whatever is result from that.
No. The front end shall do nothing. So it will just upload you the raw image,
Mm-hmm.
and our backend will have this.
I
And
see.
then when the front end user retrieve the image or fetch the image back, it will get the compressed or resized image. Yeah.
So then the front end receives the compressed image?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, but yeah. Let's first thing to make sure, do we need this or not? Yeah. If the image size, I mean, doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, I don't think it's necessary to use this.
For sure.
Sorry, what did you think, Lucian? Do you think that we need it or no? Because you said it's around 4 megabytes per.
Yeah, I don't think that the file sizes are going to be necessarily that much of a hindrance.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that we should keep an eye out for if, you know, making all of our functions concurrent and as asynchronous as possible. If that doesn't fix it, then maybe there's some other problem going on, you know, and we'll do everything that we can. Also, it might just be good to have that in there just to optimize speed wherever we can, but that would be more of like a wish list thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
No, sorry, go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, and another solution is, Thomas, you can do it on front end. So when a user uploads a raw image, you just like compress it on front end, like in Brother,
Okay.
and then send it back to the back end. I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, either way
So
works.
did you say did you use it in the
No, I
20
haven't tried it yet.
project?
Yeah. I
Oh,
only
okay.
tried that like the link I sent you. But
Okay.
but if you Google like some brother image compression or front end image compression package, you can find yeah, not a lot of them, but I mean you have a couple of choices there.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, but the
If
first
I
thing
can
is
just.
let's to make sure if the image size is a bottleneck, is the cause of the bottleneck. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great. Okay, those are useful tricks for our backpack guys.
Yeah. I don't think it'd be too difficult to implement this in the front end too if we need to, but.
Great. Any other questions, Tamisi?
Yeah, for the edit project, for projects that are already uploaded, it has this sort of like format. For projects that aren't uploaded, it has like the choose file and like the file input. And I was wondering if there was a way to, because ideally, like if a user uploads the wrong file or the wrong thumbnail, instead of them having to like create another project, it'd be easier if they can just like click the choose file button and upload a different project file or thumbnail. I was wondering if there was like either like a way, an idea that you had to like get around that, or just to be able to change like this text, the no file chosen, to let's say like Dancing Bird 1, to show the user that they've chosen a file for the project.
So
Does
wait.
that make sense? So I can show the way I'm implementing it right now.
Okay.
So sorry, let me see if I can find it. Yeah. Right now there's two parts that I have. So in the edit project space, there's two different divs. One is like the project file, which is going to be the input, just like a styled input, which is the like choose file that's shown, and then the other is just the text, the plain text, where where the content of the text is what the actual file for that project is, or at least the name.
Okay.
And then what I'm doing right now is I'm just checking to see if a project has a file name or not, and then just altering like the visibility of both divs, so that if it does have a project file, then it shows what the file is, and if it doesn't, then it doesn't do that.
So if the project does have a file name, as in it is uploaded, then you are showing its actual name. And if it does, wait.
So if it does have a file name, then I hide the input for a new file, and I show the text for what the file is. Yeah.
Okay. And what was your question about that?
Well, the issue with this is that so I can't have an input and then set the value for whatever text of that input. For like right now, it's no file chosen. If I choose a file, then it's going to be like or what did I? Oh, yeah. Sorry. So if I choose a file, then I get like the file name. Oh, or maybe I might have changed something. Ooh. Yeah. Sorry, I'll check that out. But like it shows me the file name only after I've picked the file. I want to be able to like preset the value of that so that instead of no file chosen, I can show the file name of whatever the user last uploaded, so they don't look at the project and go, "Where's my file?" or "What happened to the project I uploaded before?"
I see. So doesn't that only happen if there's nothing uploaded? It'll say to upload a new one, or are you saying that that happens when they have uploaded a file, or is that only in like the edit area? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So it's not like I can display the text. What I want to do is I want to set the value for a file input in the same way that I can like set the value for a name.
Okay.
Right. So like instead of this, I can have I can like have sort of my name, I guess. Let me see. Right. So there's this like preset value in there. So I want to be able to. So that's what I do to display like the other information, like the description or the link or yeah, the description or link. But I can't do that for file inputs.
So you can't do it when someone is like actively editing a project?
I can't do it at all, whether or not they're like editing the, like I can't set the value for a file input to be like this doesn't work. Like it's still gonna show me no file chosen.
And what exactly are you, like, is that the box that says choose file? Like you're setting that value? Or like, I'm not sure where that actually is in the front end. But if what I'm kind of,
go ahead.
Oh yeah, sorry, Steve.
Go ahead.
If what I'm gathering is that you want to be able to display the file name of the most recently uploaded file, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to do that, I believe if you send a request to the project storage, that will return all of the like project file names, right? And can you not just use those file names as the like fillers for the spots?
Yeah, I can, like that's what I'm doing right now is that I get those file names and I use those file names. But like that doesn't give the user the option to, I guess, choose another file. I guess one way around it would be to like add another input after like, so I can like show the project file and then add another input that would have the choose file, no file chosen box.
And this is in the edit tab, right?
Yeah.
Like you're not viewing? Oh, I see. So you're unable to add new files when you're editing. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Then in that case, it might make sense to add an input box so that you can upload new files and while still being able to display the old file name.
So like just like on the end, like after this file name?
Yeah, you could. I mean, you could essentially do it wherever you want. You could format it the exact same as when you're creating a new project, just with the actual file name in place of no file or whatever that message is.
Yeah, so I can't, that's what I'm trying to do.
But you're unable to display the file name?
Yeah, like I can't sort of, like I can't really change this no file chosen.
Oh, is it like a default thing?
To a file, yeah.
Thomas, my suggestion is to you can hide this field and create a new text element, HTML element. You can use a p tag, or to display. So could you please go back to your source code?
Sure.
So okay, you are using a field tag here, right?
Yeah.
So the no file chosen is coming from here, right? The field, in this field.
Yeah.
Yeah. In this case, I think you can hide it and create a new like HTML element here.
Okay, how do I?
You can hide this field, right?
Yeah, I can hide the entire field. So like that's kind of what, like I can set the visibility.
Yeah.
To like hidden, and then that will hide the entire field. So
yeah,
like instead of showing this, it'll just show nothing.
So no choose file button, right?
Yeah, just nothing here.
Yeah, good. So my suggestion is to set it visibility hidden, not hidden, but set the opposite, the style, the opposite to 0. But actually this element is still there in that position. But on top of it, you create another element and show it to the user, right? So you can customize the button. So you do not need to use the default one. So that choose file button cannot be editable, right? Or not customizable, right? So you cannot change the color or the border, this kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure about the button.
In this case, you just hide it there, but just set the transparent or opposite value to 0. But actually the element is still there. But on top of it, you create a visual element, like a button there, and also a text element to show the file name. And you do not need to show no file chosen. You can show anything you like. But when a user move the mouse to that element,
yeah, then
it should choose a field, not yeah. So which means I
think visibility,
yeah,
doesn't allow me to click on it.
Yeah. So
please
do not change the visibility. Please change the opacity.
Opacity, is that?
Opacity, OPACITY.
Oh, okay.
To 0. Yeah, let's try this.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't used CSS a long time. Click that.
Yeah, so I clicked the blank space and I didn't able to.
Yeah, and in this case, the new, I mean, if you want to create a new element on top of it, right? You must make sure in the style, CSS style, you must to disable the I forgot what's the style name. Like you should make it unclickable or untouchable, or
Yeah,
there
it's
should be
just
no
like a visual thing, right?
Yeah, there should be no mouse event on this thing. Yeah. Yeah, you can try it. Let me Google. What's the CSS element?
Sorry. Oh.
So it's you give it an absolute position. No. That's not the case.
Was that?
Could you please place the button inside the field tag?
Okay.
And make absolute and the top 0, left 0, right 0, and bottom 0.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you could not do it.
Yeah, I think.
Field. Wait. You are using React, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe you cannot do this.
I think it was showing up before here. Just I guess kind of. Right, so I have the sort of ghost of the button. And I'm able to, I think, click that or no? Yeah, I don't think I can click the button being with the button being on top of the choose file, the actual choose file div.
Is there any way to make the field on top of the button, like the transparent field on top of the button, so that?
Yeah, we can do that.
Is it Z index or?
Yeah, using the index. Yeah, we can use that.
Okay.
But I will send you a message. Try this. Also try this. I'm pretty sure. It's not right. It's not selectable. It's make element no mouse event. Pointer events here. This one.
Yeah, so it works with the z-index on top, I think.
Yeah. And also, you can try pointer events. That CSS probably. Yeah.
Oh, pointer?
Yeah, pointer events. If there's no pointer events on the element, you shall not be, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's on top or beneath. Okay. Never mind. You can use either way. Either way to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but I think this is a good solution.
Great.
So in that case, it gave you the flexibilities to control the field like tag, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I guess also in terms of making it as easy as possible to like switch between different different sort of like page layouts, because I know John wanted to get a designer for like the Labview and like change what it looks like. I wanted to know if there was like I guess a simpler way than like setting the like position for each div and kind of eyeballing it out, because so like I guess for example in the bio view, like I have a whole bunch of different text that I set at like different positions, and then same thing for like the fields for each of these like text values. So I wanted to know if there is easier, so like if the page layout like changes in some way, if there's like an easier way for like me to rearrange the divs or like set up the divs so that we won't have to like go through this for every like design changer, every page changer.
Yeah, good question. So it's I would say it's
Is it like, if it's not possible, then
it's highly possible, but
okay.
you need to do a lot of things. The first thing is React uses component like concept, right? So could you please go back to the website, the page? Yeah. So in that case, when we build this page, first thing we build a layout component, and this component will like for this, like this is the bio view, right? And it contains the layout of the page, and all the other like element, like the header, title, or the form, or the table, cell, you can create them like individual files into individual files, and yeah. And in that case, if something changed on a page layout, you only need to go to that like layout component and change the CSS style inside of it, and you do not need to change the each element. I mean, individual component style. So for here, I think you imagine that we need to change like the nickname, hometown, country, hobbies, heroes, goals, website, resume, all of these elements CSS style, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if we really want to make it like manageable and changeable, then we need to refactor our code. Yeah.
Okay. Is that a?
I'm not saying it's just a lot of work to do.
Yeah. Is that different than, I guess, like changing or having, I guess, like a sort of CSS for each, because like we have like I guess like a breakdown CSS. So like if I want to change the color of a lab text from like this to blue, like that's easy to do. Is that the same sort of thing that you're talking about, or do I like, for what's the benefit of, I guess, creating something in like an individual file, or does that make sense?
So for now, if we want to change something in file, which file we should go to? File view.
The sorry.
Yeah, here.
This is, yeah, here.
Okay, it's a Labview. Okay, so in that case, it should not contain so many things here.
Yeah, and
like, let's say it should contain maybe it just contains the layout, like the header component, yeah, something like that, or a form component, and inside of the form component, we put all the like the form data inside of it. Yeah, table.
okay, so something like the header would be its own component within the bio.
Yeah.
Bio view.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if we want to change the whole bio view layout, we just change the. We just need to change what? Change the CSS and yeah.
Excuse me, Steve and Tumisi. I appreciate you considering making this flexible so we can change the design or even change the fields. But we can put that on our wish list.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting to do that. Yeah, I'm just thinking about it. It's a lot of work to do. Yeah.
And we can constrain the graphic designer to leave the screen at the same position it's presently, and just redesign the graphics around that screen position.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Like, I think everything will work. Okay. Yeah, thanks, John.
Yep. So I mean, there's a lot of things on the to-do list to make this stable, intuitive, and quick. Let's address that first before we address graphic design changes. But I'm happy that you keep that on the wish list. Okay, so we're past an hour. I don't like to burn your Saturday night time, Steve, Lucian, and Tamisi. Um, this was extremely useful, no?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Steve, thank you. I really love the way this is evolving, and you know, I mean, it's complicated. I get it, and it's taking longer than we had initially hoped, but I like the progress. I like the look and feel of it a lot.
Yeah.
So thank you, everyone.
Yeah, good work.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Steve.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
thank you, Steve.
Yeah, good work. Yeah.
Okay, Steve, I'll be in touch.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Our regards to Francis and Helen, no?
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Bye.
Yeah, bye everyone.
Bye.
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 So Lucian and Tamisi, sorry to cut that short, but I don't like to burn Steve's time.
Mhm.
Do we have any other questions we could address via email or?
I think that was about it for me. So
Uh-huh.
that was a pretty good stopping point.
Okay, good. Do we learned something from Michael this morning? No, Tamisi? I mean, some
From last night meeting?
yeah, or last night rather with Michael.
Yeah.
So some of the questions you initially had for Steve were answered by Michael. Is that correct?
I think those were the questions that I didn't have answered by Michael.
Okay, great. Okay, so you have your marching orders, Tamisi?
Yes.
You know what to do? Okay, great. Keep chugging.
Awesome.
Will do. All right.
Thank you for joining, Lucian. I hope this discussion is helpful or useful or instructive for you.
Yeah, totally.
Good. Okay, thanks for your time, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Lucian or Tamisi, can one of you join tomorrow at noon?
Yeah, I can join.
Okay. Tamisi, why don't you focus on the code then?
Okay.
So Lucian will take the Sunday at noon meeting. And this
Mhm.
week we're only going to do one meeting a week.
Gotcha.
Great. Okay. Onward.
Sounds good.
Good night.
All right.
Night.
Good night.
Bye, guys.